And we're back with some more Hamilton Tigers franchise mode in FHM 11. And the last one we completed year number 2 with your Hamilton Tigers, who are obviously very much still in a building process. And it's going to take a couple more years minimum, I would imagine, to really create what we want to create here. And in between videos, I signed a whole new assistant coaching staff due to either letting go of our previous staff or due to retirement. I think there was 2 coaches that retired this year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Mark Kaufman and then Stefan Waite. And then we let go of the other 2. So now we have Dwayne Rollison as our goalie coach, John Stevens as our defensive coach, Joe Shawhan as our offensive coach, and Sheen Donovan as our skill coach. As for what we're doing in free agency, I have approached 4 players. We are going to be going after Kyle Burrows, a right defenseman who can also play lefty if needed. Some good defensive ratings in there. Decent physical category. Mental ratings are pretty good. Probably not going to be doing much offensively, but that's okay. And he's very cheap as well. $910,000 for 2 years is what we gave him. And next we approached Jean-Gabriel Pageau. He's 33 years of age, good defensive category. So just a good veteran to fill out the bottom 6 forwards. Last year for the New York Islanders, he had 22 points in 80 games played and a 55 grade. And I believe I offered him 4.85 for 2 years. And for our backup goaltender, as we do need a backup goaltender, I approached Charlie Lindgren for $950,000 for 2 years. Last season, he played in the AHL for the Hershey Bears and had a .914 save percentage in 49 games played. We're also going after Danton Heinen, offered him $2.4 million for 3 years. He's 30 years of age currently. Some good defensive ratings in there, just well-rounded in general. Good personality. Last year with Vancouver, he had 36 points in 82 games played and a 59 grade. So assuming all 4 of those players sign, that should put us at 23 players on our roster, and we should also be a fair bit above the salary floor. And actually, I think I will get a 3rd string goaltender as well. And I think that'll be Eric Comrie. He's asking for a minimum deal at $775,000 at a 2-star ability. So we will go after him. And I think with that being done, we can advance and we shall see where we are picking in this year's draft. Hopefully it's 1st overall. Oh, Danton Heinen apparently was offered by Vancouver. Let's see, he wants 3.3 for 3 years. We can do that. I'll give him 3.5 for 3 years. Here we go. Time for the draft lottery. We do indeed have the best odds. So here we go. Starting at number 20 will be Montreal. 19, Philly, followed up by Edmonton, San Jose, Calgary, Chicago moves up, Detroit, Carolina, Anaheim, Minnesota, Florida, Portland, Ottawa, Seattle, Columbus, Chicago at number 6, Washington, Houston, Cleveland, and the Utah Hockey Club gets the 1st overall pick, followed by your Hamilton Tigers. Okay, that's fine. Close enough. Close enough. And with that being said, let's get underway with the 2026 NHL draft. I'm hoping that Gavin McKenna is going to be there for us at number 2, because not only is he the best player available on this board, in my opinion, he's also currently on the Medicine Hat Tigers. He could go from the Medicine Hat Tigers to the Hamilton Tigers. So one Tiger team to another. He's ranked at number 1, I would imagine. Yep, ranked at number 1 by the mock draft. So this should be interesting. Let's see. Viggo Bjork, he's ranked at number 3. Rubrik, ranked at number 2. Yeah, this will be interesting. So let's see who is picked by Utah Hockey Club. It will be Gavin McKenna. That's unfortunate. He's the one I wanted. But luckily, we do have 2 good options here in Ryan Rubrik and Viggo Bjork. So let's take a look at personalities first. Rubrik, fairly normal, no huge positives or negatives. And then Viggo Bjork, very high on IQ tests, has some issues handling criticisms, can be counted on to avoid dwelling on failures. All right, now let's take a look at ratings. So Rubrik, definitely more of an offensive winger, but he looks like he could hold his own defensively as well. Mental ratings are decent. Physical ratings are pretty good. Physical ratings are pretty good as well. Let's see his stats from last year. 77 points in 65 games played for Niagara and a 67 grade. And then you have Viggo Bjork, who can play every forward position. He has a 15 for faceoffs, so that's good. He can get in there at center if we need him to. Very good physical category. Is 17 acceleration, 16 stamina. I'm really liking his physical category there. Mental ratings are up there. Offensive ratings are pretty good already. Checking's only at 11. Hitting's only 11. Positioning is at 13. Overall has some pretty good attributes. A very good makeup here. I think Viggo Bjork could end up being pretty darn good. So as far as ratings go, I think it's got to go to Bjork because those physical ratings are just, like, they're really good. Rubrik's physical ratings aren't that bad either. It's just that Bjork's are NHL ready right out of the gate. Just get his strength up there a little bit, and that's already a top 6 forward as far as physical ratings go. So let's add both these guys to a draft list and just compare them side by side here. Mental ratings, I would give the slight edge to Bjork. 15 determination, 14 leadership, 15 team player. Physical ratings, gotta give it to Bjork. I mean, he's just so good there. 17 acceleration, 16 stamina, and there's not many categories in the physical category where Rubric really beats out Bjork, and when he does, it's only by like 1 point, like 15 to 14, 15 to 14, tied at 14 speed. So I definitely give Bjork the edge there. Offensive ratings, it's got to be Bjork. Yeah, Bjork is all around better offensively than Rubric is. And then defensively, I would give it to Rubric just because of that 14 checking rating. But Bjork all around is the much better player right now, despite the fact that they both have the same star ability at 1.5 star ability. I would give it to Bjork for sure. Bjork is the much more NHL ready player at this point. He had 36 points last year in 50 games played, 66 grade. And I like the fact that he could take faceoffs if we need him to. Yeah, I think I've made up my mind here. So Viggo Bjork, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. So now we'll pick up until human with our next first round pick, which was Nashville's first rounder. And that is pick number 32. Ivor Stenberg is available. We had him in our Arizona GM mode. He was very good for us there. Of course, I know he's not guaranteed to get to that level where he was in Arizona, but still, he is, I would say, the best player available. I mean, there's still several 3-star potentials available, but he is the best ability with that 1.5 star. 33 points in 51 games played last year with Frölunda. Yeah, I think we'll take Ivor Stenberg here with this pick. Welcome to the Hamilton Tigers, Ivor Stenberg. Now at pick number 37, so the start of the second round. Next, I think I'll take Dane Bucher. He's a 1-star center, 3.5 star potential. Decent offensive ratings already. Wish his mental category was a bit better, but I won't hold that against him for now. And personality, love his personality. 52 points in 55 games played last year in the CCHL. And a 69 grade. So Dane Bucher, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. I think with that, we've taken 3 forwards now in Bucher, Stenberg, and Bjork. So I think with our next pick, let's try to go for a defenseman or goalie. I think next I will take William Hakanson. 27 points last year in 51 games played with a 62 grade. Pretty good defensively already. Bravery up there at 16. Balance at 14. Puck handling and passing are up there at 15 and 14, so you can hope that he won't be turning the puck over too much. So William Hakanson, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. Ooh, Adam Nemetz. 1-star ability, 2.5 star potential winger. 18 getting open at this point already. Mental ratings are a bit underwhelming, but got a decent physical category. Defensive ratings could be a bit better, but that 18 getting open is really intriguing. What about his personality? Yeah, he's got a good personality. It's his career stats. Last year, he had 42 points in 50 games played and a 65 grade. Yeah, I like Adam Nemetz. So Adam Nemetz, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. And there's now 1 3-star potential left in Milo Tjarnlund. In 3 games played last year, he had a 941 save percentage. Obviously, that's a small sample size, but I'll just take the player with the best potential available. So Milo Tjarnlund, welcome to Hamilton. I think with this next pick, we'll take Jakob Frollo, another center who is pretty good offensively, pretty good physically. I say his biggest weakness is hitting and checking. He had 39 points in 43 games played last year and a 74 grade. And most of the good players available at this point are indeed centers. So it's not like I'm really looking at any other position right now. So Frollo, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. Wow, look at how many centers this is. That is, I think, all centers. Yep, that is all centers remaining. Oh, actually, no, there's one goaltender that snuck his way in there, but the rest are all centers for the remaining 2.5 star potentials. So I guess we don't really have much of a choice when it comes to the position that we're drafting for here. I mean, unless we take a 2-star player, but I'm not really keen on that. I mean, I'll do like Oliver's Murniaks. Got a good physical category there. I like his personality. 69 points in 64 games played in the USHL, 68 grade. Actually, he might not be bad. I'll keep an eye on him for sure. Oh, there's the North Bay Battalion. So still got the same branding, it looks like, as the Brampton Battalion. So I guess that that threw me off there for a second. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody that I like better than this guy, despite the fact that he only has a 2-star potential. I think he might be able to do something with it, because that's a pretty good physical category for this point in the draft. So yeah, Oliver's Murniaks, welcome to the Hamilton Tigers. And I believe that is about it. Yep, that was our last draft pick. And that is the end of the 2026 draft. All right, are we signing anybody? Bjork would be the obvious answer, but he's only a 1.5 star ability. I would rather have him get 1 more year over there in Europe. And then Ryabkin's not really NHL ready yet either. I mean, he's close. It looks like he's really close. Frundell's getting there as well. Yeah, it looks like our prospects are coming along nicely. So I think, we just have to be patient. They'll get there. For right now, it's really just a waiting game on waiting for our prospects to be NHL ready. And at that point, the building can really start, But until then, we'll just continue to acquire young players and draft picks and just keep building for the future. So I think with that being said, we can advance to August 1st, where we will see the Hall of Fame inductions. And inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame this year are John Van Beesbrook, Keith Tkachuk, Bernie Nichols, and Vincent Dampos. And here's a look at our Prospects Tournament roster. In goal, you have Ravensbergen and Tjarland. On defense, you have Radivojevich, Mertka, and Hakanson. The other three are not our prospects, just random players in there. And then at forward, you have Bjork, Ryabkin, Frundell, that's probably the first line there, Stenberg, Bucher, Soto, Frollo, Nemetz, O'Neill, Romano, Gastrin, and Murniaks. All right, we need a second alternate captain now. So it's currently Marchenko as the captain, Colton as the first alternate, and I think the second alternate is going to be Mario Ferraro. He was very good defensively last season. That I believe he had an 80 defensive grade, so I'll make him alternate number 2. All right, we have finished the preseason of year number 3, and this is our lineup going into the regular season. You have Wallstedt and Lindgren in goal. On defense, you have Ferraro, Grzelcyk, Mahura, Morgan, Edvinsson, Kovacevic, and Burrows. And at forward, you have Newhook, Marchenko, Savoie, Colton, Kaliev, Mikhaev, Greig, Heinen, Pinto, Messar, Pajot, Hoglander, Beauvillier, and Janssen Fialbi. So that being said, I think we can just simulate up to the trade deadline here, assuming that everything's going to be relatively the same as what it was last year with a 25, 47, and 10. Wow, we've been on a bit of a winning streak lately. So we started out this month, I believe, with 5 or 4 wins as we get a look at the schedule. No, in fact, it was 3. We start out November with 3 wins. We are now 14, 12, and 1. We had a great November. We started out with that 3-1 loss against Philly, then a win against Montreal, win against Portland, loss against Philly. So I guess Philly had our number in that month. Loss against Winnipeg, loss against San Jose. But then comes the winning streak. Win against Cleveland, Edmonton, the Rangers, Utah, Ottawa, Islanders, Washington, St. Louis, and Washington. That is a 9-game winning streak for this team. So let's take a look at the stats, see if anyone is carrying us here. And I have a feeling that it is, yes, indeed, Jesper Wallstedt with a 929 save percentage in 20 games played and that 15.82 goals saved above average. Oh, that's so good. That's so nice to see, especially after recording the Rangers series. And as we get a look at points, Newhook currently leading the way in scoring with 21, followed up by Savoie with 18, Ferraro with 17. Mario Ferraro, not only good defensively, but getting those points as well. 17 points in 26 games played so far. Then you have Beauvillier with 16, Mikhaev with 15, Marchenko with 14, Colton with 14, Heinen with 13, Kaliev with 11, 10 for Pinto and Mahura, 9 for Borgen, 7 for Hoglander and Grzelcyk, 5 for Burrows, Greig, and Kovacevic, 3 for Messar, 2 for Janssen Fialbi and Pajot, and then 1 for Edvinsson. So I think we'll keep going here, and whatever happens, happens. If we somehow go on a run and make the playoffs, great. But, I'm not going to be making any trades for, veterans who can help us out in the playoff, in any playoff run that we happen to make. And besides, this team's doing well right now. So, I mean, largely in part thanks to Jesper Wallstedt. And of course, Charlie Lindgren whenever he gets in there. So we'll see how long that lasts as we see what happens in December. Oh, new achievement. One of your players scores a natural hat trick. I assume that was Ross Colton there. Oh, look at that. Vigo Bjork up to a 5-star potential now. Yeah, he's getting good. He's getting good quickly. Let's take a look at his development. Well, on January 1st right now, his stamina has gone from 16 to 18. Mental ratings, his professionalism has gone from 13 to 14. Bravery from 12 to 13. Screening has gone from 13 to 15, I believe that is. Then checking has gone from 11 to 12. And positioning has gone from 13 to 14. So looking pretty good. Looking pretty good so far as Vigo Bjork. Can't wait to see how he is on June 23rd when it's time to sign some prospects. All right, so we're at the trade deadline now. We are currently 31, 28, and 6. Much better than I thought we would be. However, we're currently 8th in our division, so the playoffs aren't looking very likely. And what I want to do here is re-sign Newhook, Savoie, and Marchenko, as all of them are doing pretty well this season. Newhook wants $5 million for 3 years. Try to take him down to 4.25 for 3 years. And he is very angry with the negotiations now, so we're going to settle with 4.92 for 3 years. Marchenko wants 6.87 and 5 years with a no trade clause. And I got him down to 6.35. And then Savoie, he wants 4.1 for 3 years and managed to get him down to 3.85 for 3 years. There's also Ross Colton coming up. 41 points so far this year, 60 points last year. 66th grade overall this year. Yeah, I mean, I would say he's a good veteran to keep around, but what is he wanting? 6.2 for 3 years? I mean, I'm not set on trading Colton, right? Like, if we don't get a good offer back, then I don't think I'll end up trading him. I think I'd rather keep him. But I just want to see what we can get for him if we were to trade him. Oh, this isn't going to work. San Jose's cap hit, it's currently at 62 million, but unfortunately, it seems like they can't add this much salary to the payroll. So they're in a odd situation there. I guess they must be using a very low, what's it called? Budget. Yeah, they're using a low budget there. Because for whatever reason, despite the fact that they have, what was it? Like 27 million in cap space, they are unable to take that much salary. So I guess we'll just keep looking. We would only get a third as far as picks go. Let's see, how's this year's draft? I mean, a third could probably get you like a 2.5-star player, but assuming that they did indeed fix the prospect generation in this game, which they said they did, then I would imagine there's going to be plenty of those to go around, right? So is that really worth trading a nice veteran like Colton? What did he want again? 6.2 for 3 years? I mean, we can afford it for sure. What's he do physically? 110 hits. Yeah, I think I'll keep Colton around. I like him as a veteran presence. We got him down to 5.85 for 3 years. And to be honest, I don't think there's much that I really want to do at the trade deadline, so I think we could just go ahead and simulate the rest of the season here. Ooh, Marchenko's out. Radial nerve compression, 2 to 3 months. Yeah, he's done for the year. I mean, it's already April anyway, so it's not much season left, but still, it's an unfortunate injury for him. And we have reached the end of the regular season. We are 39, 36, and 7 on the season for 85 points. We finished 20th in the league, so I believe that is our best season to date. Yep, only slightly better than year number 1. Let's take a look at the player stats. Savoie led the way with 63 points in 82 games played, followed by Mikhaev with 57. Colton also had 57. Marchenko had 50, but it is worth noting he only had 65 games played. Newhook with 49. Beauvillier with 45. Kaliev with 41. Ferraro with 37. So Mario Ferraro, the new alternate captain, with a career high in points. So not easy. Pretty good defensively, also pretty good offensively this year. Then you have Greig and Pinto with 33 points, Heinen with 29, 27 for Mahura, 24 for Burrows, 23 for Borgen, 21 for Kovacevic, 17 for Hoglander, 16 for Grizzlick, 15 for Messar, 9 for Edvinson, 7 for Pajot, and 3 for Janssen Fialbi. And in goal, you have a 916 save percentage for Jesper Wallstedt in 64 games played, so he couldn't maintain what he had before, but that's understandable. He still had an amazing goal saved above average, 20.38. And 4 shutouts as well to go along with it. And then Charlie Lindgren in 20 games played at a 904 save percentage. So at the very least, we'll get some points to put into our GM after this season on June 30th, because last season we didn't get any, but this season we should at least get a few, as we technically did have more wins than losses. Let's see, the team stats, goals for per game, we are 28th in the league with a 2.91. Goals against per game, we are 8th in the league with a 2.94. So thank you, Jesper Wallstedt. Faceoffs with 31st in the league with a 48%. Power play, we are 27th in the league with an 18.2. And the penalty kill, we are 22nd in the league with a 79.4. So with that, let's advance and see who wins the Stanley Cup. And your 2026-27 Stanley Cup champions are the Buffalo Sabres. This is their first Stanley Cup championship in franchise history. It went through Montreal, Tampa, Philly, and Edmonton. And time for the NHL awards. For the Ted Lindsay and Art Ross, it's Connor McDavid with 121 points on the season. And for Maurice Richard, it is Austin Matthews with 62 goals, so he hit 60. And for the Lady Byng, you have Jack Hughes of New Jersey, 102 points on the season for his first 100-point season. For the Bill Masterton, you have Matt Zuccarello. For the Mark Messier Leadership Award, you have Marat Konstantinov of Minnesota. And for the Jennings Trophy, you have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. For the Hart between Quinn Hughes, Leon Draisaitl, and Connor McDavid, it is Connor McDavid. The Conn Smythe, it is Rasmus Dahlin of Buffalo with 21 points in 23 games played. For the Calder between Carson Lambos, Alexander Campbell, and Consta Helenius, it is Alexander Campbell of Nashville with 69 points in 76 games played. For the Norris between Rasmus Dahlin, Gustav Forsling, and Miro Heiskanen, it is Gustav Forsling of Florida with 63 points in 82 games played. For the Selke between Michael Rasmussen, Liam O'Brien, and Kevin Stenlund, it is Kevin Stenlund of the Rangers with 36 points. For the Vezina between Yaroslav Askarov, Igor Shesterkin, and Jonas Johansson, it is Igor Shesterkin with the 921 save percentage and 8 shutouts and 76 games played. Man, why can't you play like that for me in the Rangers GM mode? Why? for the Executive of the Year award between Tom Fitzgerald, Matthew Darsh, and Chris O'Hearn is Matthew Darsh of Florida. And for the Jack Adams between Tim Kennedy, Jared Bednar, and Jim Hiller, it is Tim Kennedy of Buffalo. Apparently with 63 wins on the season, even though they only had 60. So good to know that's still in the game. I think with that being said, we're going to end things off here. And the next one, we will get into the offseason of year number 3 and hopefully head into year number 4.